Imagine standing before a warrior so terrifying that entire armies tremble at the sound of his voice. A giant over 9 feet tall, a champion who had never lost a battle. A man covered from head to toe in bronze armor, carrying weapons heavier than most men could even lift. Now, imagine facing that giant with nothing but a shepherd's staff, a sling, and 5 smooth stones. No sword, no armor, no military training. It sounds impossible. But what happened that day changed history forever. This wasn't simply a battle between 2 men. It was a battle between fear and faith, between human strength and God's power, between the impossible and the God who makes all things possible. This is the incredible story of David and Goliath, the greatest battle of faith recorded in the Bible. Their enemy was the fierce Philistine army. The 2 armies faced each other from opposite mountains. Between them lay the valley of Elah. Every morning the soldiers prepared for battle. Every evening they returned to camp. But no one dared to fight, because one man had changed everything. His name was Goliath. He was the champion of Gath, a warrior feared across the land. The Bible describes him as over 6 cubits and a span tall. His bronze helmet gleamed under the blazing sun. His coat of armor weighed nearly 125 pounds. The head of his spear weighed around 15 pounds. Even his shield-bearer walked ahead of him. He looked unstoppable. Every day, Goliath marched into the valley and shouted, "Choose a man to fight me. If he defeats me, we will become your servants. But if I defeat him, you will become ours for 40 long days." Morning and evening, he mocked Israel. He mocked King Saul. Worst of all, he mocked the living God. Fear spread through the Israelite camp. No warrior moved. No hero answered. The entire nation waited. Far from the battlefield, a teenage shepherd watched over sheep. His name was David. He was the youngest son of Jesse, while others admired soldiers. David spent his days with sheep. He played the harp. He wrote songs praising God. He learned patience. He learned courage. Most importantly, he learned to trust the Lord. Life in the wilderness had prepared him in ways no military camp ever could. When lions attacked his flock, David fought them. When bears threatened the sheep, he rescued them. Not because he was fearless, but because he believed God was with him. No one knew it then, but God was preparing a king. One day, Jesse called David, "Take food to your brothers." His brothers were soldiers serving under King Saul. David obeyed. Early the next morning, he traveled to the valley of Elah. As he arrived, the armies shouted their battle cries. Then suddenly, everything became silent. Goliath stepped forward. The giant roared his daily challenge. The Israelite soldiers immediately retreated in fear. David looked around in amazement. Why is everyone afraid? Then he heard Goliath insulting God himself. Something burned inside David's heart. This was no longer about winning a war. It was about defending God's honor.
Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?
His oldest brother became angry. "What are you doing here? Go back and watch your sheep." But David refused to stay silent. Faith cannot remain silent when God's name is dishonored. Chapter 4. Before King Saul's word spread quickly, The shepherd boy wants to fight. David was brought before King Saul. The king looked at him in disbelief. "You are only a youth." Goliath has been a warrior since his youth. From a human perspective, Saul was absolutely right. David had no chance, but David wasn't trusting human strength. He answered with confidence, "Your servant has killed both lions and bears. The Lord who rescued me from them will rescue me from this Philistine." Notice David's confidence. He didn't say, "I am strong." He said, "The Lord will deliver me." That was the difference. Faith shifts attention away from ourselves and places it entirely upon God. Chapter 5. The armor that didn't fit. Saul agreed. But first, he placed his own royal armor on David. Heavy bronze armor, a large helmet, a massive sword. David tried to walk. He couldn't. The armor didn't fit. He removed every piece. Sometimes, the greatest victories come when we stop trying to fight like everyone else. God had already equipped David, not with bronze, but with faith. David picked up his shepherd's staff, his sling. Then he walked to the stream. Carefully, he selected 5 smooth stones, not magical stones, just ordinary stones, in the hands of an ordinary shepherd, trusted to an extraordinary God. Chapter 6. The giant laughs. David walked toward Goliath. The Philistine stared.
"Am I a dog that you come at me with a stick? Come here! Come here! I'll feed your body to the birds!"
You come against me with sword, spear, and javelin. But I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. This battle belongs to the Lord.
This battle belongs to the Lord. Those words echoed across the valley. One man trusted weapons. The other trusted God. Only one would remain standing. Chapter 7. The moment that changed history. Then it happened. David didn't hesitate. He ran toward the giant. He reached into his pouch, pulled out one stone, placed it in the sling, spun it faster and faster, then released it. The stone flew through the air, straight toward Goliath. It struck the giant squarely on the forehead. The mighty warrior staggered. His eyes widened. Then, he crashed face first onto the ground. Silence filled the valley. The impossible had happened. A shepherd had defeated the greatest warrior of his generation, not because of skill alone, but because God fought for him. David ran forward. He drew Goliath's own sword and finished the battle. The Philistine army fled. Israel rushed forward. Fear disappeared. Faith had won. Chapter 8. Why David won. Many people believe David won because he had good aim, but Scripture tells a deeper story. David won long before he entered the battlefield. He won while worshiping alone. He won while protecting sheep. He won every time he trusted God in secret. Public victories begin with private faithfulness. God was never looking for the strongest soldier. He was looking for someone whose heart fully trusted him. David's greatest weapon wasn't the sling, it was faith. Chapter 9. The giants we face today. Most of us will never face a 9-foot giant, but we all face giants: fear, anxiety, failure, temptation, loneliness, financial hardship, illness, broken relationships. These giants tell us, you will never win. You are too weak. You should give up. But David's story reminds us that giants don't determine the outcome. God does. The same God who strengthened David still strengthens those who trust him today. Faith doesn't deny the size of the giant. Faith declares the greatness of God. Chapter 10. Lessons from the Valley. The Valley of Elah teaches timeless truths. God often chooses unlikely people. Preparation happens in hidden places. Faith grows through daily obedience. Courage is acting despite fear. Victory belongs to the Lord. The greatest obstacle isn't the giant. It's believing the giant is bigger than God. David teaches us to look beyond what our eyes can see, because faith sees God's promises, even when circumstances seem impossible. Outro, thousands of years have passed since a shepherd walked into the valley of Elah. Empires have risen and fallen. Kings have come and gone. But the message remains unchanged. No giant is greater than God. No battle is too difficult for him. No impossible situation is beyond his power. If you're facing your own giant today, remember David's words, "The battle belongs to the Lord." When you place your trust in him, fear loses its grip, courage rises, and hope is renewed. If this story encouraged you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs the reminder that faith can overcome even the greatest impossible odds. Until next time, may God strengthen your faith and give you the courage to stand firm, because the greatest victories belong to those who trust in Him.